Hey, okay, so I'm really excited to talk to you guys a little bit today about something that keeps coming up lately, and this comes up all the time when I first start working with people, you know, um, on our first call, or maybe when I talk to them on the phone or something, they'll say to me, so I've been doing this for like 3 months, or I've been doing this for 6 months or 3 years, and I have this goal to get to 5K months or 10K months or 20K months or whatever it is. I feel like I'm doing everything right to get there, but I'm just not hitting that target. So I have this goal and I'm just not hitting it. And so that's great. You guys know, I love big goals. I love when people set their income goals. And maybe you do it at the beginning of the year or the quarter or the month. That's amazing. But what I actually see is that currently the way that most of us are doing goal setting is actually not working. And so we start off, right? We say, all right, I want to make 5K this month. My program's 1K, so I need to sell 5 clients into my program. This is awesome. This is exactly what we want to be doing. We want to know exactly how many clients we need in order to hit our target, or how many products you need to sell, whatever it is for your business. But a lot of times that's where it ends. So you have this goal, maybe you put it on a sticky note on your desk, or it's on your vision board or something like that. But that's where you leave it. From there, there's not much else going on. And so you get to your desk every day and you're like, all right, I got to reply to this client, or I need to respond to this email, or, I'm going to check in with my team on Slack here, or maybe I need to start a podcast, like whatever it is, we all have our thing, right? You get to your desk and you just start working on stuff that's not necessarily in the direction of that goal. And so even if you know, all right, I need to close 5 new clients this month in order to hit my target, whatever it is for you. But then every day you get to your desk, you're busy, you're doing stuff, you're hustling, but at the end of the month, you're not getting to that goal. So what's the reason for this? You have your target, you see it, it's on your vision board, you set the goal. What's missing? So there's two main things that I think are really missing. And I saw this with a lot of my clients, and it's why I created the goal getting workshops that I'm doing now every month. But I'll tell you what it is. So there's two things that I think are missing. Number one are the habits, and number two are the systems. So in order to actually hit your goals, you need to both have the goal needs to be set, but then you need to have habits in place, and you need to have systems in place that are going to get you to achieve that actual goal. So what's the plan to actually get there? You guys know I talk a lot about like breaking down your goal into tiny steps that you're going to do every single day. But even better than knowing exactly what you're going to do every day, you can set habits and systems in order to get you there. And so let's talk a little bit about what that means. Like, we all know what habits and systems are, but what does that mean actually in your business, and why does it matter? So the way that I understand habits are that there's three main parts. So there's the cue, there's the response, which is usually the habit, and then there's the reward. And so let's say maybe you have a coffee habit like me. So I wake up in the morning, that's the cue. The response is that I drink the coffee, that's my habit. And then I get the reward, which is like, I get the caffeine buzz, I get to taste the coffee, everything we love about coffee, right? That's my cue, response, and reward to drinking coffee. And that's a pretty instantaneous reward. And it doesn't really lead to long-term benefits. But let's just say I was like way healthier than I am, and my habit was actually to go to the gym every morning. So let's say I wake up, that's my cue, I go down and run on the treadmill, and I get the reward instantaneously. Is instantaneously a word, or is it instantly? Anyway, instantly I get the reward of endorphins. But more importantly, if I look at the chart, let's just say this is a chart of my health, long term, I see it's trending up, right? I'm getting healthier and healthier by doing this habit every day. And after a while, maybe I start to not even notice going to the gym. This just becomes part of my morning routine, just like drinking coffee would be. This is what we want to happen in your business, right? We want to have specific habits in place that you don't even think about, that when you look at the chart of your business long term, you start to see the trajectory is going up. You're trending up. So the habit plus a little bit of patience leads you to those big repeatable results long term. And so how can you set habits in your business when you set that goal? How can you set habits that will actually, you do them every single day, and they will actually lead you to getting to that result? And eventually these should be things that you don't even think about. It's like you brush your teeth and you do your profit habits. If you don't know what those habits should be, you guys know I always talk about the profit habits or the daily non-negotiables. That's why these things become so important, because for most people, those profit habits will lead them to that goal, especially if your goal is like to make that 5K, 10K, 20K months online. That's why I created those profit habits. Those are the things that get you there. But if your goal is to launch a podcast or something, what habits can you create? Or maybe your goal is to grow your email list by X amount of people. What habits can you put into place that will actually lead you to hitting that target? So that's number one, that's habits. So when you're setting your goal, ask yourself, what habit can I put into place? But then we have number two, which is systems, which I love systems. I think in systems because they make your life so much easier, especially when growing a business, especially when you're a small business and it's you and maybe a small team or just you, or, even if you have like 5 employees or contractors, a lot of times all this stuff comes back to you, right? So there's a lot of moving pieces. So if you can put systems into place, it makes your life so much easier and it makes hitting your goals almost effortless. And so the way that a system works is there's all these different entities or like all these different pieces, right, that are all working together towards one goal. So in your case, it's to make that 5K, 10K, whatever it is. And so if we, let's say we go back to the health example, right? So let's say it's the beginning of the month and I'm like, all right, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this month. That would be intense. Let's just say I'm like, right, yeah, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this month. I can set that goal. I can write it on my fridge. I can do whatever I want. But if I'm not doing anything for my health, if I'm like eating pizza and just like not going to the gym, not doing anything, I'm not going to hit that goal, right? But if I have really great eating habits and maybe I put a system into place in order to hit that goal, then I probably will. So let's say I want to put a system into place in order to lose 10 pounds in a month, like maybe 5. I don't know if you can lose 10 pounds in a month. I don't know, but let's say 5. That seems realistic, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a system into place. Number one, I'm going to have I'm going to have a trainer. That's one piece of the puzzle. The trainer is its own piece, but it's working towards me hitting my dropping 5 pounds. My trainer is going to meet me at the gym. Then I have this other piece of the puzzle, which maybe is, maybe let's say I have a kid, my neighbor's going to come over every morning and watch that kid for an hour while I go to the gym. That piece of the puzzle is helping me in working towards part of the system, working towards me hitting my goal. Then I've got my car, I'm going to drive to the gym, and then I have my gym membership where I'm meeting my trainer and I'm going to actually work out. All of those pieces have to be in place in order for the system of me, working out to actually work. If something happens, like the babysitter is sick and not free or something, then that whole system kind of breaks down. I can't get to the gym, like it all starts to break down. So you have to have all those pieces of the puzzle in place in order for that system to work. So in your business, ask yourself, do I have systems in place, the right systems in place in order to hit that goal? And so maybe do I have my sales system in place? Do I have my marketing system in place, or my advertising? Do I have my email marketing system in place? Do I have my onboarding system in place? What are the things that I actually need in order to hit that goal? And so without those two things, so if I'm looking to lose 10 pounds, I need to, one, have my eating habits in check. I'm not eating pizza. I have a habit of making good food. It's dinner time, I cook something healthy. And then I have my system in place, which is my training system, my working out system or whatever. If I have both of those things in place, it's almost going to be effortless for me to hit that target, right? Like if I don't screw up those two things, then everything's going to be working towards me losing those 5 pounds. So that's what I want you to do too. If you're setting your goals, I want you to, if you're looking at your goals for next month, for April, ask yourself, do I have the habits that I have right now, are they leading me to that target? So maybe your habit in the morning is you get on Instagram or you answer your emails or whatever it is. Is that habit getting me to my target? Or can I put a habit in place that's going to, which is every Monday at 9 a.m., I go live on Instagram and I ask people to check out my product, whatever it is, right? Like, what are the habits that you need to have in place that will lead you to hitting that target? And do I have systems in place? Let's say your goal is to launch a podcast. Do I have a system in place that, reaches out to my dream podcast guests? It gets them into my calendar. We record. I send the recording to my team member. They edit it or whatever they need to do. I don't have a podcast, so I don't know. I'm using this example, but do I have that system in place? And then it goes live and it goes out into, Apple Podcasts or whatever, iTunes. Do you have those systems in place? If you don't, then you should come to the goal setting workshop, or just take a hard look at what systems and what habits you are doing every single day. If you don't know what your habits should be, check out the daily non-negotiables. Having those profit habits are usually a really great place to start for most people. And then the systems, that's where you really need to look at what's working in your business and what's not right now, and what system you can put into place, or what systems you should be leaning on in order to actually hit that target. So if your goal has been 5K, 10K months, and you're here, let me know if you have those two things in place. Do you have a system to actually hit that target? Or do you have, habits in place that are going to help you achieve that without even thinking about it, right? I'm stressed, I bite my nails. I go to the movies, I buy popcorn. I don't know if that's a habit, but maybe. Hey, Bailey, how's it going? Hey, Courtney. Yeah, for those of you who are here, let me know if you have those things in place. And if not, absolutely go back to the drawing board, look at that goal, and start to put those two things in there, because this is what I see missing. That's why I created these workshops for my clients, because even though we're working together, we're creating really awesome things. This is something that I keep seeing we kind of forget about naturally, and I do it too. And so we're all gonna have a productivity reset. We're gonna put ourselves back into focusing on what are the things that are actually going to be the things that allow us to get that goal, right? Not just set the goal, but actually go and get it. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I'm going to chat with you in the comments now. And if it was, let me know what your goal is and what your habit is and what your system is to actually get there. Cool?